Okay, thanks to Bobby and those top MSP 501ers for some great insights. And now I'm here with a few of our leading MSPs to watch leaders. If you're not familiar with our MSPs to watch list, it's a celebration of the leading smaller companies that didn't reach our revenue cutoff, but had strong fundamentals across the board. Many MSPs to watch companies actually outperformed the larger MSP organizations in key metrics such as higher recurring revenue percentages, stronger growth rates, better efficiency ratios, and more innovative service portfolios. And we think it's just a matter of time before a lot of them make the future MSP 501 list. So I'm here with Stacy Rose, founder and CEO of Purpose Technology Group, and Always Beyond co-founder and COO, Julian Gelfand. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. And I'd like to start off with you both giving a brief intro to yourselves and your companies. Stacy, let's start with you. I believe Purpose Tech is fairly new MSP, but you guys are off to a great start.
Yes, thanks so much for having us. We are in our second year at Purpose Technology Group, and we are, as someone that is relatively new to the MSP world myself, I have a wonderful team of talent that handles all of that, the technical piece. But we are just so honored to be here. We have found that our name Purpose really aligns with where we find our niche to be, and that is in the nonprofit and community space. So again, thank you for having us.
Well, it's great to have you here. As always, Canadian MSPs are well represented on the 501 and this year on the MSPs to watch. So we have Calgary-based Always Beyond and another fairly new MSP. Although Julian, I know you're literally a graybeard and have been around in the MSP business for a while. So, but tell us a little bit about Always Beyond.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm Julian, co-founder and CEO of Always Beyond. We're a managed service provider based in Alberta. Uh, Most of our clients are in Alberta, but we've branched out to the US and other places as well. We typically deal with the SMB space. We're pretty obsessed with process and relationships. We've built everything around relationships, and like Stacy mentioned, purpose is a apt name for her. Our name is Always Beyond because we believe we're always striving to go beyond in service, beyond in quality, beyond in automation, and beyond in process, and just improving everything as we can.
So both of your MSPs have relatively new, but you've grown very well, very fast. So Julian, what has been the biggest driver of your growth over the last year?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we are pretty new. We're only about not quite 3 years old. We've already over $3 million in revenue and about 10 technicians. The biggest driver is one, relationships. We build everything around relationships, and two is becoming operationally mature, putting everything into process, documenting everything, making things repeatable, and looking at things. Is this something that I can automate? Is this a way that I can help a customer make their process better? Or is it something I just need to keep doing or they need to keep doing? And always finding that way to help them improve their business and make the technology work for them and not against them.
Great. So Stacy, what's behind Purpose Tech's growth?
So we really last year decided to lean into a very specific niche. What we found is when we stopped kind of chasing everything out there as it related to clients, the right clients started finding us. And that niche is the nonprofit space. And so as we look at our growth moving forward, we are recognizing that industry vertical is critically important to us. And that's where we really found the most growth last year.
And what metrics do you watch most closely when you're measuring your growth?
So we are a company that has gone from 1 million to almost 3 million in 18 months. And so other than the obvious revenue as a indicator of major growth, we look at all of the same things that everybody else looks at, right? Any of the financial, operational health, client satisfaction, things like that. What we've found and what we're really relying on is the moment where we see that our clients are bringing us into bigger conversations that are it's more about strategy and helping them run their organization. And so we sit down every week and go through every single client and figure out how do we get a seat at their leadership table. That's what it's about for us. So we know the more clients that we are right there with them making these decisions together, that is a real big indicator for us. We also recognize if we're not there, that is pointing something out to us as well that we really keep a sharp eye on.
Great. So Julian, we hear a lot these days about a talent shortage out there in IT, and when you have a new company, you start out, needing both customers and talent and workers. So what's been harder, finding customers or finding good talent?
I think talent is certainly harder to find than customers. If you provide a good service and you build a good relationship network, we can find the customers. Finding that, the talent pool that really fits with our culture and can provide the skills that we're looking for in the modern world of providing that strategy piece and that business improvement piece is quite difficult. So we try to grow our own in-house through a robust education program with Microsoft certifications and other industry leading certifications that can help us grow our own, while we also recruit across the board, to fill those top technical talents.
That's great. I think we have to talk about AI because everybody's talking about AI these days, right? Stacy, what are you guys doing with AI, using it internally or are you selling it, customers asking about it, and do they want to pay for it? Or what's going on with AI in your business?
Yeah, so interesting. I just returned from a conference yesterday. And there was a big push to talk less about AI. And every breakout we went to, they pointed out, hey, we ran hard last year on AI. This year we're going to say let's pump the brakes a little bit, which I thought was pretty funny. But internally, we really are looking at it. We're implementing it through our PSA and through some ticket intelligence and triage, some workflow support. One of my favorites is really the embedded AI that's within our PSA and some of the client sentiment that it is able to report on. But the reality of what we're trying to do with our clients when they ask is really asking them to push pause, take a moment to understand why they want AI. Is it more of an AI question? Is it more of an automation question? And really helping them understand that we don't always need to throw the big bucks at developing some sort of AI enablement if we can also do the same thing with just a simple workflow automation. And so we're not doing a whole lot of flashy things yet. We hope to. I think we're still on the cusp of trying to figure out, are we a broker or are we a builder? And trying to identify where we best fit into that space.
Great. And Julian, what are you guys doing with AI?
Yeah, we're using AI as a force multiplier for the team that we have. We give it ways to make our lives easier and better. So AI assisted triage, and we're building some of our own apps for asset tracking and capacity planning tools, which we can do in days instead of months. And so we try to use it in all those ways. And for our customers, it's a lot about asking them, what's the outcome? What do you want to achieve here? And then figuring out what the best way to implement that is. Is it a data residency? Is it, governance? Is it AI? Is it automation? Whatever it is. But let's focus on the outcome and how do we use the proper tool to get you there and make sure that your company is ready to go there.
Great. Well, I wish we had a little bit more time because this has been a great conversation. But we're a little tight on time, so I want to thank our MSPs to watch, Stacy and Julian, and I want you all to stay tuned because we got more on the webinar. And I'd also like to take a minute here to thank our MSP 501 sponsor, Ingram Micro. So, again, thank you for joining us, and this has been a great segment.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having me.
Dave.
We appreciate it.